A blinking alarm indicator demonstrates the basics of animating a digital property, but what if the property is an analog value? This requires a bit more configuration. On my page, I'll draw a rectangle. And we'll pretend this is a fan indicator. Of course, if you were doing this in a real project, you might want to draw something a bit more attractive. Now I want my fan to rotate when it is active. I'll add a new rotate object to my rectangle, but I don't need to configure it. I'll do that with an animation. The target attribute is the rotation's angle, which will range from 0 to 180 degrees. We will use a 5-second interval to rotate the object. However, I won't see anything in the preview. The problem is the CalcMode. Discrete causes the animation to spend half its time at the from boundary, then half at to. In the case of my rectangle, it's invisibly flipping over and over. I can prove this by changing to a 90-degree boundary. To fix this, I'll change to a linear CalcMode, which increments the attribute smoothly. It's not really appropriate for a fan, but the AutoReverse property will cause the animation to reverse direction at the end instead of resetting. Picture a gauge or a pendulum, maybe. Now that we have a functioning, rotating fan, let's bind it to a value and investigate the last useful property. I'll bind the animation point, like last time, and add a convert value to stop the animation when the signal is equal to 0. If I set the value to 0, the animation stops and resets immediately. However, if I change freeze to true, the animation will hold its last value when it stops, making the visuals a bit smoother. It will reset to the from position as soon as it starts back, though. This wraps up our section on animation. This same process of animate, bind, convert will work on most object properties, even object coordinates if you wanted to animate positions. Use these to make your graphics more animated, dynamic, and attractive. In the upcoming videos, we'll organize our objects to make them easier to access. Until then, thank you.